Hello, coach. Welcome to the pre-match press conference of the game between SC East Bengal and Hyderabad FC. We've got a few questions from the media. The first question is from Mr. Moinak Banerjee from Chase Sports. SC East Bengal earned their first ever win of the season against FC Goa a couple of days back. Do you feel this is going to be a competitive time to face East Bengal given that they are building on momentum?
Good afternoon. This is the fixture. Then now we have to play against East Bengal. It's true. Was the first win for them, but I think that in the former games, even they lost in the last minutes against Jamshedpur. They drew the two former games, and they are a competitive team. And let's see now, because now they changed some players, and but they play with a lot of order the other day. It's true that both goals were the assists were from players from FC Goa, but they play with a lot of order.
The next question is from Mr. Abhay Tiwari from Football Herald and Mr. Shivakrishna from Telangana Today. Last time you played SC East Bengal, it was a 1-all draw. How do you look forward to changing the result in your favor this time?
This is always when you play in that moment. I remember maybe four draws and 4 lost and 4 yes in that moment. They scored first in a free kick. We equalized more or less early, but in the second half we played very bad. They played with a lot of order again, with practically all the players behind the ball. Then this is for me the most difficult situation in football, and we didn't play a good game. We have to change some details about this because it's not the first time. No, again, Chennai more or less was the same. There are teams that his style is to play with order and counter-attack, no? And I think that in this case, East Bengal, they have more problems because this is the third coach, a lot of changes in the lineup. But I think that after when Renedy was in the team, I think that the team changed a lot in terms of order. Maybe with Manolo Diaz, they try to play more in attack, but with the players that they have in this moment, I think that Renedy was correct in his decision, and now the new coach, he had not too much time to train, and we don't know. The only thing is that we don't know which players will be available. Foreigners, we know that Perosevic finished his ban, but we don't know if we have foreigners available or players with COVID that they couldn't play the last game. But for sure will be a difficult game for sure.
The next question is from Mr. Shivakrishna, again from Telangana Today. Given that East Bengal are in the lower half of the table, do you think it is a good opportunity for HFC to get a win and consolidate a top 4 spot?
Always that you win that you play a game is an opportunity because we are always from the beginning. We are always except in the first game after we were 8 or 9 games, I don't know, 8 games unbeaten. Then we were always in the high part of the table. Then if we win tomorrow, of course it's an opportunity. And in this case it's not important the opponent. It's not because we play against East Bengal that is in the lower half. No? It's because we have a game, and if we win this game, we will be again in the top 4. Even we know that now it's difficult now because there are 5 or 6 postponed games, and the table is not real in this moment.
The next question is from Mr. Ritam Basu from Sportskeeda. East Bengal have scored nearly 80% of their goals from set pieces. How tricky is this stat to deal with when facing them?
I think every time that there is a game on TV, I watch that this team score blah blah in set pieces. There are a lot of goals in set pieces this season. In fact, there are I don't know how many goals in this ISL 8. And okay, I don't know. For example, the other day they scored 2 goals, but any of them were in set pieces.
The next question is from Mr. Wasim Zaidi from the Khel Now. Wing play has been a major part of your team's game plan, and HFC is among the top teams with most crossing attempts. How happy are you with the performance of your players in that department?
In my opinion, there are countries, and India is one of these countries, maybe the English influence is too much, that the statistics are too much important. And for me, maybe you can cross 100 times, but you don't have to cross in that moment. The thing is not the crosses, the thing is the quality of the crosses. If you cross when there are players in the box, if there is only one player and we cross, it's okay, once we can score, but it's very difficult. We have 2 good backs, offensive backs, that they are very complete because I think that they defend very good too. And usually is one of our tools to arrive to the opposite box, no? But we have to choose the correct moment to cross.
Okay. Of course, the next question is from Mr. Sumit Kumar from the Sports News and Mr. Abhay Tiwari from Football Herald. You got a good time, close to 10 days to rest for the players from the last time. Does a bigger gap between games help the team get stronger mentally and physically to give their best? Especially you have the advantage in tomorrow's game when we've had a bigger rest than East Bengal, who played recently.
This is I'm not agree that rest for the players when you are in your room practically all the day. You are not resting. Mentally, I think it's very hard for all the teams. If you listen the opinion of a lot of players in ISL, mentally it's very hard. We like to go for training sessions, be in the hotel, speak, dinner all together or in groups or do different things. We have, for example, the beach very close. If you can go to the beach to walk, it's perfect to disconnect or I don't know, or to play tech ball or tennis table. This is rest. But if you are all the day in your room, it's rest, but you have too much time to use your head, no? If we have advantage or not, 10 days is normal sometimes in football, and I have answers for both sides. If we play every 4 or 5 days, like our team in the last games, the team is like more competitive because you are used to play. But it's true, for me the best thing is that after you play 3-4 consecutive games, if you have this gap, maybe it's okay. But if you can't train in the best conditions, let's see. I think that all ISL is totally unpredictable. There are a lot of factors, a lot of things, and it's impossible to tell which teams will be in the top 4, which is the favorite team to win the regular season. Of course, the playoff is very, very difficult. The most clear example was yesterday. For me, in my opinion, if Northeast scored 5 goals against Chennai yesterday, for me it was normal in the second half. But in the first half was Chennai, the team who attacked more, and in that moment was the opposite. In the first half, Northeast was winning, and at the end is the opposite. Then, more or less, I tell this example because it's a very clear thing that how works ISL in that moment, in this moment.
The last question is from Mr. Srinivas from Sakshi, Mr. Shivakrishna from Telangana Today, and Ms. Neha Matthew from Zilli Sports. So considering the COVID situation, even at the bubble where the norms and procedures are strict, you're following, how are you working around the physical and mental well-being of the coaching staff and the players?
No, we are following all the rules that the ISL sent to our CCO. When we have to be in the room because we have positive cases, we have to be in the room. When we can go to a training session, to go to a training session. If we have to eat the lunch, the dinner in the room, we have to do it. Mask every day. I think that unfortunately this is the situation in the world. Let's see if finally this situation ends and we can play normal. But I think that this competition is very strange because sometimes you play against one team that they don't have positive cases, another moment you play against one team that they have 7 positive cases, in another moment because the information is not available, we don't know if one team that they don't play is true or not true, or not true or not true, if how many players they are available or not. It's very difficult. Then we have to be focusing our team in our games, because the things that you can control, you can't waste time with this kind of situations.
Coach, thank you. Those are all the questions for the press conference. Thank you for your time.
Okay. Thank you.